for the tip off. We'll take that W and hand you a loss. Break your ankles on the cross, on God on that rock. Off the bounce, leave you on the first step. It might be a long night for you without some double team help. Or the whistle from the ref, I'm from the school of hard knocks. Watch how I hit them with a shimmy when I get them on the block. We talking nothing but hoops, a floor general and it's true. Spot up in the corner, man, you know I'm gon' shoot. Or slam like an alpha, I'm beastin' like a boss named Hefe. Trapping on the baseline, you escape no way. A baller like Kobe wearing 24 and y'all be sure to subscribe to the channel. Hey, with Mr. Slam and Alpha Dog 2 and Pure Wage with the best sports book too. If you wanna show support, give us a view. Call this an NBA jam. If you a super fan, hit the bell is what you do. We off the bounce. Check up. Level off the bounce. Let's get it.
He's on fire.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Off the Bounce. I'm your host, I'm the Bookie. FAPEX, BBB. How you guys doing today?
Doing good, man. Doing good. It's a Friday edition of Off the Bounce, and we have a humongous game 2 tonight between the Mavericks and the Warriors. I cannot wait to get into it, baby. I'm hoping for a good game, man. It's in all seriousness, I'm getting pretty damn sick of 3 straight blowouts. So I
think it's been like 5, bro.
No, but like in the conference finals, both games in the Heat and Celtics blowouts.
Really
game 1 of this series blowout. And you know it sucks because we got a lot of great games in the semifinals. The round before we had so many great games. I think we're due for a good game today. BBB, how you doing?
It's Friday, boys. We got money to be made in the NBA. It's blowout city in the NBA, so I wouldn't be surprised if there's another one tonight. But we got a great game. We got some player props to dive into. We got all kinds of angles we're gonna hit here. We're gonna hit the books in every single way we can. All right. But hey, we still got to talk about last night's game. But
before we do that, let's shout out the flag behind your head, BBB, Mr. Pure Wage. If you don't know about him, go find out about him. He had a boost earlier today. Might have more boosts tonight.
He might have a boost tonight.
So just go check him out, guys, on Twitter. Go follow him. There's nobody giving out more boosts than Pure gives. His boosts are on fire. So go check him out. If you don't follow him, make sure you follow him. And if there's a boost, you'll know about it. $5 in the chat, my brother. Great having you on earlier in the show. Our D-backs are looking great. He said, nice hat, slam.
Cowboy slam, baby.
Mexican Jew, we see you, baby. Let's get paid. It is payday for sure. But like BB said, let's get into the Celtics Heat yesterday. I mean,
let's do it. Let's talk.
I thought the Celtics were going to win. I told Celtics on the money line. I didn't think they're going to kick their ass.
I think we all had Celtics, to be honest.
I don't know what to equate it to. I've looked at the box score so many times. And I got a lot of points to make about the Heat. But before we get into the Heat, is it really as easy as Marcus Smart, Al Horford came back and they're a totally different team?
Marcus Smart, man, he's a difference maker for sure. Offensively, defensively, they play better with him, man, and it was obvious. I think he had 22 points last night. I actually had his under, thinking he would come back a little rusty, a little slow, but I was completely wrong, man. He made a difference yesterday.
My man was 1 rebound away from a trip dub.
Yeah,
he had 24, 12, and 9. He literally had the best game possibly of his playoffs so far.
Oh, yeah, Tootsie Gootsy, shout out. I see you in the chat.
What up, my brother?
What's up, boys?
I'll tell you what, though. Marcus Smart played his role. Jason Tatum continues to play high-level basketball. Jaylen Brown, another game where he scores his over on his prop total. Another efficient shooting game from him. Everybody played a good game. Grant Williams, half talk about Grant Williams, 19 points. I don't know, man. If they're playing like this, if they're playing this deep, BB, it's going to be hard to beat, man, even with Jimmy going for 29. I mean, Jimmy needs help. Slam will be back, by the way, everybody. He had an important phone call he had to take. Don't worry. We can hold it down.
No, I agree. I think it's tough. I think a healthy Celtics team is going to be really tough for the Heat to beat because, I mean, simply like that. Marcus Smart is a huge difference maker. You're not necessarily going to see him in the box score, but his leadership.
Yeah, except for last game where he was all he was in the box score.
Right. I don't think every game is going to be like that, but simply, I mean, we don't see that third quarter. I don't think that third quarter happens in game one with Marcus Smart, Al Horford out there. Those are veteran guys. Those are guys that are made for the playoffs, for those moments, guys that can go in the huddle and say, like, hey, listen, this is what's happened. This is what we need to do, yada, yada. Before that had to be Grant Williams. I don't know if you saw all those, courtside views of, Grant Williams trying to hype everyone up saying like, oh, we got to do this, we got to do that. And like, nothing against Grant Williams, but it's a little different coming from the defensive player of the year or Al Horford, who's been in the league for 72 years. Like those are guys that have been around the block. Al Horford's been to the playoffs like 300 times with 70 different teams. It feels like. I mean, he's like 112 years old. So I think a fully healthy Celtics team is going to be a really tough out for the Heat. Do I think every game is going to be a 25-point blowout? I hope not, but I mean I do think that the Celtics they look like it. They're going to be a tough out.
Let me throw some stats at you, and you tell me which ones stand out to most. Celtics 4-0 this playoffs when Marcus Smart scores 20 or more points. So obviously, when he has any type of a semi-efficient offensive game, they're unstoppable. Here's a good one. How about Tyler Hero and Duncan Robinson? Are you ready for this one? Tyler Hero, 2-17 in his last 17 threes. Duncan Robinson, 3 of 18 for his last 18 threes. I have absolutely no idea what's going on with these guys. Tyler Hero's your sixth man of the year. This guy averaged 21 points a game in the regular season. And it's like in the playoffs, when he's playing against majority of starters, can't get it going, man. And Duncan Robinson.
Tyler Hero needs to step up. Tyler Hero needs to step up. Duncan Robinson, I don't put any blame on him. It's really tough to come in at random times for 32 seconds and to be expected to put out any real numbers. I mean, he comes in garbage time. He comes in, when the game's way out of hand. No, they don't expect anything to come back. Or he comes in with like, a minute left before halftime and he touches the ball twice.
Yep.
So I can't put too much blame on him. But I mean, like you said, Tyler Hero, sixth man of the year. He has to step up.
Here's another great stat for you, Tyler Hero. Minus 33 last night. Minus freaking 33. Before you say anything, Peyton Pritchard was plus 41 last night. That can't happen. That cannot happen.
Oh, yeah, I agree. I think last night, Jimmy Butler said it. They got embarrassed. They got, it needs to sting for them. They need to feel it. Like they got to move on, but at the same time, they have to let this hurt. It has to hurt a little bit. Otherwise, they're not going to learn from it. And it's just going to happen again. Because now they got 2 games at Boston. So it's time to nut up for the Heat, and they got to at least steal one here to make this a series.
Mm-hmm. And then lastly, we got to talk about Bam Adebayo. Where the hell is Bam Adebayo?
I think a lot of people are asking that. Bam, he was efficient last night in all the shots he took. He shot over 50%. He only took 6 shots though. That's the problem. They got to be feeding Bam more. They got to make him more of a focal point, and Bam needs to make it an emphasis to be more of a focal point of that offense as well.
Yeah, I guess got his numbers. You ready for this? Regular season, 19 points per game. Conference finals, 8 points per game. Regular season, 10 rebounds a game. Conference finals, 6 rebounds a game. This is a great one. Regular season, 13 field goal attempts per game. Conference finals, 5 field goal attempts. He is a ghost. This is a guy who got max money from the Heat. This is supposed to be the Robin to Jimmy Butler's Batman. On some nights, he's supposed to be Batman. He is nowhere to be found. Absolutely nowhere. And the Cubs just hit back-to-back homers. I could not even make this shit up. I just don't know what the Heat can do about Bam. And they're going to Boston, where it's just going to be ruckus in there. And I'm worried. I'm worried that the Celtics are going to possibly win this one in 5. What do you think? We got to talk about Game 3 because Game 3 is tomorrow. We're not going to be on air. I don't care about anything else.
I'm not going to lie.
Who's winning? Who's winning Game 3?
I mean, I think Celtics are winning the game. That's for sure. But it's like minus 6.5. So obviously, books think that was a big swing in the momentum there. I think that's probably right though. We've seen a lot of blowouts, especially in that series. I wouldn't be surprised to see him get up, and especially with the way that the Celtics have been shooting when they get their threes going, and they're a team that plays defense too. So they get those stops, and when they're scoring that much, that's where we see those blowouts. I think if you're going to take the Celtics, you got to take the spread as well, because obviously you don't want to lay that big of a juice on the money line. But I mean, if you think the Celtics win, I think they cover as well. So I like the Celtics in that spot. I think that they come out and smack them here.
All right, man. Well, with that being done, I think we spoke about that game as much as we can. By the way, I'm with you. I think the Celtics win Game 3. I think they take a 2-1 lead, and then we'll have the Game 4 here on Monday, so we'll be able to talk about that. But I think you're looking at a team right now, the Celtics, that are probably playing the best that they have. I know they swept Brooklyn in the first round, and that's easy to forget. But I think the Celtics are playing so good. And it's really comes down to your top two players being your best players. And Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum are playing exceptional basketball right now. And then all it takes is for one of the guy. It could be a Marcus Smart one night. It could be an Al Horford one night. It could be a Grant Williams one night. They have so many guys that could be that third person that kind of bring them over the edge and get them to the finish line. I really like what the Celtics have going. I think they're going to get the Game 3 win here.
I mean, that Game 3 win was huge. Yep. All the pressure's back on the Heat.
Absolutely huge. All right, everybody, it's time. It is Mavericks Warriors tonight. Game 2. The line is -6 to the Warriors. Rightfully so. They earned that. This was the same line as it was in Game 1, correct? Oh wow, the line has actually gone up. It's 6.5.
Yeah, it's gone up a little bit.
So the line is actually at 6.5. The over/under has also increased. It was 213 earlier today. It's up to 214.5. Let's start going over this game, man. I'll start. It's simple. The Mavericks need to come out with a totally different game plan, and they've proven that they can do that in the earlier rounds versus Utah, versus Phoenix. They've been able to make these adjustments. But this is a game they traditionally lose. They were down 2-0 versus Utah. They were down 2-0 versus the Suns. Do they go down 2-0 again? It's scary because I think the entire universe is on the Warriors' money line. I see it's pretty even when it comes down to the spread. I'm nervous here, man. Luka did not have a terrible game, but he had his worst turnover game. Everybody else had a pretty bad game for the Mavericks. They shot terribly from three-point range, 11 of 48 in Game 1. You have to think they're going to shoot better than that. What do you think is the key for the Mavericks to steal one?
I think their role players got to play better, and that's the problem with it right now. Is that they haven't. They get maybe one game a series, maybe one where their role players actually show up for a road game. Other than that, that's the reason they've gone down 0-2 in all these series, because their role players don't exist. And then Game 3 comes around, they're at the Mavericks place, and all of a sudden, Reggie Bullocks, Dorian Smith, Finley, they're all just shooting 100% from three, and like they look like Michael Jordan out there. But when they're on the road, they look like, the Monstars took their powers and they can't score anything. So I think I'm going to roll with the trend here, guys. I think I'm going to, I think they go down 0-2 again. And I don't know if it's going to be that close of a game. I think, third, fourth quarter, that's when the Warriors really seem to turn things up. I think they definitely turn on
team in basketball.
Yeah. I think they turn on the boosters there. And I think they win this game by 7+.
Just a few numbers from Game 1. Luka 3 of 10 from 3-point range. Bullock 3 of 10 from 3-point range. Brunson 0 of 5. Dinwiddie 3 of 7. Bertans 0 of 4. You get it. They did not shoot. Finney-Smith 1 of 3. They did not shoot good at all, and they let the Warriors have the best game the role players have ever had for the Warriors this postseason yet. 7 players in double figures. Jordan Poole goes off. Draymond double figures. Clay, Steph, Andrew Wiggins probably had his best game defensively and offensively. Kevon Looney even had double figures. Otto Porter in double figures. 7 different players in double figures for the Warriors. You can't allow that to happen and expect to win the game. If you're going to let the other players in the Warriors have great games, it's almost impossible because you're putting so much effort on stopping the 2 main guys in Clay and Steph. To me, this game is going to be won or lost for the Mavericks on the defensive side, and I think that's where the adjustments have to come in. Slam, welcome back. We are talking about Warriors, Mavs. We're talking about the adjustments that the Mavs have to make to have a shot today, and I'm saying it has to be on the defensive end. Offensively, they don't have to change a thing. They know they're not going to shoot that bad. Shot 20-something% from 3-point range. But defensively, they have to step it the F up. And I think we'll see that today. I agree. Warriors probably win this game, but I'm going to buy out up, and I think I'm leaning with Mavs +7 right now. Stay tuned for my official play. How about you, Slam?
I'm going first half Mavs here. That is was a 1 unit play, but I'm gonna make it a max play here, boys. Let's make things interesting.
Max.
I think the Mavericks, they're if you like full game, I think the Mavericks are gonna have to come out hot first half. As you've seen it when they were in Phoenix, they came out first half, I think a couple times, maybe once actually, or twice. But they covered the first half, but then it died the second half. It's happened many times for this Mavs team, and I think today, they covered the first half plus the 3.5, I believe, plus the 3. Oh yeah, 3 plus the 3 now. But I like the Mavericks to win first half. Put a little bit on the money line as well. As far as second half for the Warriors, they're a second half team. They're a third quarter team. It's just too scary to take the Mavericks plus 6, man, full game, because you just don't know if the Mavericks are going to show up second half, man. Like I said, the role players have to show up. Finney Smith, where you been at, man? You're a starter. You're averaging 5 points a game. Jalen Brunson scored 14 last game, man.
That wasn't his fault. He didn't play a minute in the fourth quarter.
Well, yeah, I know. He sat early. But, again, he was 0-5 from three-point line. That's unacceptable. At least make one three-pointer there. Reggie Bullock did fine. Other than that, you need Maxey to step up. You need shooters, man. They need to make baskets here. So I think the Mavericks bounce back offensively. I think I would lean towards the over. But again, the over is a little scary because both these teams are defensively pretty solid. And then, as far as have we gone player props here, or you want to do that later?
No, we're about to go right now. What do you like?
Let me make a comment about the total here real quick. We're looking at 3 straight overs in the conference finals right now. Both games in Heat Celtics have hit over. This first game has hit over, and
the first game went under, bro. Against the Mavericks.
There's absolutely no way that game went under.
What do you mean? I had first half under, full game under last game.
Full game under?
Yeah, you talking about game? You talking about game 1 of the Mavs and Warriors, right?
It was 87-112.
That went way under, bro. It landed at 199.
Oh, I guess it did.
Yeah. So, and that was because the Mavericks couldn't shoot. If the Mavericks were in the game, it would have gone over. So,
well, guess what, baby? I might as well be Australian because I'm taking the under. All right. I love the under here. It's all the way up to 215 on DraftKings. I'm taking it. These two teams play contrasting styles. One wants to run, one wants to keep it slow. Mavericks are one of the slowest-paced teams in the league. Warriors are the fastest-paced team in the league. I think the Mavericks have to come into today, and Jason Kidd has proven to me that he can make adjustments on the fly from game to game. I think they make major defensive adjustments today, and thus slowing down the Warriors. I don't know how this game will go. I do kind of think the Warriors win this game. I'm reluctant to be under spread, though. I do think 7's a lot, and if I'm saying the under, I can't have another blowout because then the blowouts have just not been kind to unders. I'm going to roll with the under of 215 as my official play of this game before we get into props, of course.
I like it. I'm going to stick with the Warriors -6.5. I think they can, their third quarter, they can turn it on there. And, until the Mavs can prove that they can do something on the road with their role players and it's not just Luka, then, I'm going to keep rolling with it.
Slam,
you're on the first half Mavs, right?
Yeah.
Let's get into these props. What do you got for props?
For everyone tuning in right now, I just actually tweeted out that I just said my max play. But I'm going to say it again, guys. First half, Mavericks +3. You can put a little bit on first half money line, but I don't think that's you don't win that much. But I like Mavericks +3. Keep it safe. Mavericks need to come out hot here. I trust them first half rather than full game here because you don't know what to expect from the Mavericks second half, and Golden State tends to turn it up in the third quarter. So staying away from that, but I think the Mavericks get it done in the first half.
I do want to say something. If this game is a close game, it favors the Mavericks. I think a close game favors
the under.
Yes, a close game favors the under in the Mavericks. A fast-paced over game 100% has Warriors -1 billion written all over it. So,
100%.
all right, guys, let's get into player props because there are a lot of ones, especially when the Warriors are coming off of a game where 7 players scored in double figures. So, Slam, I know you got your eyes on an absolute trillion player props, so go, take it us. Oh, and shout out to the Edge House. You already know, man. This site is amazing. We use it for all our shows. Code ATS20 to get some dollars off, some percentages off this app, man. Super helpful. Over 120 million data points, over 1,200 analytical tools. It shows you everything you need to do, easy to navigate. So make sure you go check out Edge House.
Yeah, man, let's jump right into it. So the thing before I jump into player props here, I'm on Mavericks here. First half. I also lean to the over. Sorry, Hefe. When you like the over, you got to think points here, right? So I like the Mavericks players, some of them to bounce back here. I know Jalen Brunson got pulled early, but he's got to shoot better from the 3-point line. Can't go 0-5. And as you see from this trend right here, he's gone good game, bad game, good game, bad game, good game, bad game. You got to think he bounces back here, man. Jalen Brunson, over 19.5. I like the over there. I think he bounces back and gets this and goes well over into the 20s. What do you guys think?
BB?
As far as Jalen Brunson, I am actually going to take his assist over. It's at 3.5. I'm pretty sure he's hit that in every single game this year against the Warriors, and I think that continues. I think he needs to step up and distribute the ball a little more. And I think some of the role players should help knock down some shots this time. We don't need a bunch of them, but just more than the abysmal performance they had last time should help. 3.5 is not a lot, and I'm pretty sure it's at plus money right now, so I like that angle.
I got nothing on Brunson tonight. I like Dinwiddie. I like Dinwiddie tonight.
He's been hot. He's a
12.5. I'm riding the hot streak. Ever since Game 7 versus Suns, he's put together 2 solid games. Tonight, I see it at 12.5 at minus 120 odds. I like it. I really, really think that he has to play good basketball for the Mavs to even stay in this game. He is the best second, third option they have. Him and Brunson are right there. I think both of them can hit their over prop today. I think we haven't spoke a lot about what the Warriors did defensively for Luka, but they're not going to make any adjustments to that. They played him perfectly. They threw 2 bodies at him the second he crossed half court. He had to work for every shot. He had to work for every layup. He was getting banged. He got slapped across the face by Wiggins. He was a beat-up man, and it showed. He had 7 turnovers. They're not changing that. It's going to have to be the role players that spark up, that make a 3 or 2 to force the Warriors to expand the defense and thus open up a lane for Luka to get points easier. I know that percentage you see in front of you is not very favorable, 37% hit rate on that over. That's because he had a terrible first round and honestly a terrible first 6 games against the Suns. But the last 2 games, I'm going with recency bias here. I'm taking Dinwiddie over 12.5 points.
All right, is there any Warriors props you guys like?
Yeah, let me. I'll go real quick. I got a good one here. Klay Thompson, man. MIA in the first half, came out second half. I think scored 15, I believe. And then he got
all of his points.
That was pretty much all in the third quarter too. I mean, because he sat almost the whole fourth.
Yeah, he woke up there. I think he got some shit for that. Where's Klay Thompson? Blah blah blah. And I think he comes out here. 20.5. I like him to go over here. I like him to have a good game at home. He plays a lot better at home, that's for sure. Yeah, I like Klay Thompson over, and I think he has a good game tonight. What do you guys think?
I like that. I'm taking Andrew Wiggins over points, rebounds, and assists.
Wow. So you're rolling with it. Okay.
He had plenty of opportunities in that first game, and I think it continues here. We saw Finney and Reggie Bullock. They're pretty much tasked with defending the Splash Bros. They're their ace defenders, and I think that they're okay with letting Andrew Wiggins beat them. They would rather Andrew Wiggins beat them than the Splash Bros. So I think he's going to continue to get those opportunities to be able to drive, drive the paint. He had 9 or 10 drives where it was just uncontested stuff because the ball movement of the Warriors is always going to be insane. They throw it around 6 times and, they're so worried about the Splash Bros. All of a sudden, Andrew Wiggins is standing in the corner and just drives to the basket. So I think that's going to continue to happen. He's going to continue to get the easier matchup and stuff. He's got Luka guarding him. Luka, great offensive player, but he's a liability on defense, and he's proven that. So I think he can take advantage of Luka, and he's been a fade spot for me throughout this year a lot because he gets a lot of high totals because he plays on the Warriors with all the other stars, but usually he doesn't get the looks. But now that we're in the playoffs, the Warriors know we don't care who does it. We just want to win these games, and if they're going to do everything they can to shut down the Splash Bros, they're okay with Wiggins taking over, and I think he does again.
What do you guys think about Steph at 26.5? Pretty damn high. I mean, he's putting up the shots no matter what. It's just about if he makes it or not. I just feel like 26.5 is it's high. It's not. I guess it's kind of disrespectful for me to say it's high. It's Steph. He sees a couple threes go in and it's over. He could drop 40, but he hasn't been doing that recently.
Let me pull up a stat real quick because he tends to go under when he plays the Mavs.
Well, I think a lot of it too is teams they're selling out to shut him down, and so
precisely. There you go. BBB is bringing up the point that I was trying to get at. If you like the role players tonight, you almost by fault have to take Steph's under.
It's just scary. It's always scary.
If you're gonna take Clay, if you're gonna take Poole, you got to take the under on Steph. And that's where I lay here, guys. I lean with the under on Steph 26.5, and I lean with the over Jordan Poole. I just had it 16.5. Those guys, believe it or not, are getting similar minutes right now. And when Curry's not on the court, Poole is the main ball handler for the Warriors. Jordan Poole, 26 minutes. In game one, Steph Curry, 30 minutes, only 4 more minutes. Steph Curry took 16 shots, Poole took 12.
Honestly, Curry should have had way more points the first game, man. In the first half, he was missing. He was missing some wide open 3-pointers. Both teams were. I wouldn't be surprised if Curry bounces back here and puts on a show. So,
agreed.
As far as Jordan Poole, he went over last game, played well.
At 16. He's at 16 for tonight. Yeah.
I don't know what I think about it.
I'm taking the over. Like I said, I'm taking the over on Poole. I'm taking the under on Curry.
Like it. Anything else?
Is it about that time, boys?
It's about that time, boys. I'll do the alpha special. Wade to LeBron. I'll start it off, guys. I'm going with the under 215 at minus 125 odds. And for a player prop, I'm taking Dinwiddie over 12.5 points. Those are my 2 best bets. BB, what do you got?
I'm taking the Warriors minus the 6.5, and then I'm going to also have Andrew Wiggins over 23.5 points, rebounds, and assists, and then round it out with a Jalen Brunson over 3.5 assists at plus money. Slam, what do you got?
All right, boys. First half Mavs, 2-unit play, max play for me. I'm going full game over here. I got to think the Mavericks bounce back offensively. There's no defense of stopping the Warriors, especially at home, man. I just don't think they can do it. Too much firepower. They got to score points to keep up, man. I think I'm going to say this, but we're due for a close game, boys. All right, it's been blowout season. Let's get a close game in the NBA. I want to sweat, I want to have a little sweat. I mean, first half Mavs blowout would be sick. Then after that, let's get a close game and let's have some fun tonight.
I'm going to add a worse play. It's scary, but I'm taking the under on Steph. Under 26.5. Okay. Yep. I'm doing it. I think Jason Kidd has proven to me that he can make the defensive schemes necessary game to game. So I think they do a good job of making everybody but Steph beat them tonight. And I think I like Slam. I just want to see a freaking good game, man. I want the commercial to come back in the fourth quarter and one of these teams be up by less than double digits. I'm not even asking for a lot. Just be up by less than double digits. Just give me a chance. That's it, guys. Well, whoa. 2 things. A, me and BBB gave a play out on tomorrow's game. We said who was gonna win between Heat and Celtics in Game 3. Oh. So you got to give one. Who do you think is winning?
Wow, the line is 6.5 for the Celtics, huh? Jeez.
We just said who's gonna win the game. We didn't do spread.
I mean, Celtics probably, but
very
spread,
very sure.
But But spread wise, I think the Heat covered at +6.5, man.
Very interesting.
And the total is at 207.5. Why did the books do this to me, man?
Yeah, they're begging you to take the over.
I mean,
They're begging you. They're begging
you know, my
you.
ass is just gonna be like, all right, the under is due, man.
Yeah, and then it's gonna be a 100-87 game. Yep.
Celtics by 90, baby.
It might be a blowout, honestly. Celtics might roll at home.
It might be, guys. But all right, I'm glad we did that. And anyway, guys, hey, everybody go check out Pure Wage Man. Without him, this wouldn't be possible. Cool. He might have a boost for tonight. He already had one in MLB. So go make sure you follow him on Twitter. Go check him out. He might have another boost for you. Other than that, everybody, we will see you on Monday. At that point, we will be on to Game 4 of the we'll be in Game 4 of the Celtics Heat. We'll be on Game 3 of this series. Will be on Sunday. Wow, I just realized that. Damn. Wow. So it's going to be a whole lot to look. It's going to be a whole lot to look into. It's going to be a whole lot to get into. So make sure you're there with us on Monday, 4:30 Eastern on Off the Bounce, and Off the Bat will be back on Monday at noon as well. Until then, enjoy your weekend. Peace. Go check out Pure Wage.
First half, man.